Hey Explorers, we are back. And okay, just wanted to make sure. What a rush to go live. Oh my gosh. I've never had such I don't know, like almost a heart attack trying to get everything set up. I realized, and we're not even on the right one. I realized we didn't have, for some reason, I went to set up the show about 3 hours ago. It didn't do it. I have no idea what happened. And then I think someone reached out to us and said, "Do we have the show link or something?" And I went to look at it to share it out, and I didn't do it. So, what is wrong with me today again? But welcome everyone. We got to put our chat messages up here. Here we go. So, I hope everyone is doing well. Today is what is today even? The 6th, or is it the 5th? It's the 6th today, isn't it? So, Greg is mute today. He's feeling a little bit under the weather. So today it's going to be even more so all about Derek. And Greg, can you explain what happened?
I can talk a little bit, but yeah, we didn't tell you that Marge Simpson is a special guest on our show tonight. So there you go. Oh, homie, because that's what she says. So, but yeah, I ended up, I guess, last Thursday or Friday, I started feeling it coming on, um, and then like Monday and yesterday, it was really bad, and then today, I went to the doctor. Well, actually, I did it over the phone doctor thing. And he wanted me to do a COVID test just to rule it out. I don't have COVID. It was negative. But I am being put on medication. So I'm just, right now, I'm drinking my hot titty. I mean, my hot toddy. Sorry.
How many times have you said that?
I don't know.
You have the Derek.
How many times have you said clothing optional? But I'm drinking my hot toddy. Lots of whiskey, let me tell you.
And I'm having my hot toddy today. My mom left it here. She stayed here while we were gone. So I'm having a spot of wine.
I don't understand what quit playing with the knobs means, but okay. Thank you, Yvonne. And yeah, so we are going to recap our show, but Derek will be doing most of the talking. So yay for Derek.
But we want to welcome everyone in, and as always, we have Jim from More Sunshine Please, who's going to be welcoming the chat. So Jim, take it away.
Chat Check, brought to you by More Sunshine Please. Side effects may include fever, rash, and extreme flatulence.
Thank you, Jim. Let's go ahead and greet everyone. Greg, why don't I say?
I can try.
That's fine. Just wave.
So we have Sir Gary of the Beaches. We have Pepper Tree Villa. We have Cruising for Food. We have Douglas Famey, if I read that right. It's kind of dark in here.
It is a little dark in here.
Always on the move. I can't do the move. Let me see. Ivana Costa, RobFuz. You're right.
I'm all right.
Tiffany Peacock. Jim from More Sunshine, please. Princess Paula Bell. Nautical Nurse Nancy. The Live Place. George Bergen. Captain Akron 27. Michelle the Quilter. AJC Magic TV.
Who we met.
Disney Nerd Herders. Where are we at? The Philly Crew, Scott Bender.
We met also the Philly Crew.
Dreamer Deborah. My mom is on here, Linda. George Bergen, thank you for the
Super
$20
chat.
super chat. Lord, get G-Man some cough drops. I have cough drops, but it doesn't hurt. It just sounds like this. So, Rachel's Adventures, welcome.
Did you say hi to Nautical Nurse Nancy?
I did. So
Well,
welcome, everybody.
Yes, we will do a little dance here for George. At least I will. I don't want to put pressure on that. Douglas is on the non-cruise group cruise. I think that's how they say that. The celebration one. So I don't know if you had a chance to watch the polos, but if you watch today's one, you get a chance to see him. And he made a comment. He said on there, he was talking about, because he's from Philadelphia, he was making a comment about the Independence Hall in Epcot is much larger than the original. I did not know that. That's very interesting.
Thank you, Douglas.
Yes. So Douglas, let's go. I'm trying to go through here real quick down to where your message was so I can highlight it. So what we're going to do today, you guys, we're going to talk about the trip. We were there for the 50th anniversary. RobFuz, I can't find my little bicycle bell for you, but welcome. My gosh, am I that far down? Boy, I'm way behind, aren't I? George, we'll get to you. Oh, here we go. George, thank you so much. We owe you a dance. But we're going to kind of, hopefully we have it set up in stages because we don't want to, we're so tired from the trip, we're going to try not to jump all over the place. We will talk about the beginning of the trip, which was before the first, which is when the celebration was. So we'll talk a little bit about that, what we visited, some of the highlights on that, but then we wanted to spend most of the show talking about the first and what it was like to experience that. So that will be coming. And then do we think it was worthwhile? So we'll end the show with that. So George, this is for you. Greg, do you want to do this one? We'll hit this one first. Okay, ready? Oh.
Oh, where is it?
It's right there. We got to get some practice. We're not used to going live in the studio anymore. Here we go. Thank you so much, George, as I almost fall out of my seat. Jim says you have him clearing his throat on that. We'll put our friends who we met on there. We met a few. We also had a few that we never got a chance to take pictures of, unfortunately, because it was just kind of a very quick meetup. Let's see if I'm going to do my best to try to keep an eye on the chat, you guys. So we were there. We flew in on Friday, the 24th. We stayed at Pop Century. And let's see if we get this all set up here. You should have probably done that over there before coming back. All right. You've never been to the Limelight or Studio 54. Oh, they're talking about the dance clubs in New York. Okay, so we're going to start where we began the trip. So we started, we went to NASA. Let me mute one of these built in. Okay, perfect. We went to NASA Kennedy Space Center. I hadn't been in 21 years. Last time I went there was in 2000. Welcome in Movie Mania Nick. So this was a good chance. Greg had never been here before, so this was a good chance for him to see what it looked like.
I thought it was awesome.
It was a good time, yeah. And they are doing things a little bit differently currently because of COVID. Some of the tours aren't open up as much as they were. But this is us outside at the beginning of the day. We had a chance to socially distance, take a photo with someone who was on the moon.
And just to put it out there, we were wearing our masks and using sanitizer and washing our hands and everything. And I still got like this. So
don't get too close to me.
But
keep your 6 feet distance.
Oh wow. but I'm negative COVID, so that's good.
One of the highlights there and one of the stops on the bus tour when you get there is you go to the Apollo building, and this is an Apollo rocket. We were here in this place probably about 2.5 hours. We were there so long, they did open it up for lunch, so we had our lunch there. But that was one of the highlights of this trip, I would say, is going to the Apollo building. They have in here. They have it was a, I don't know which mission now it was, but it had a replicated launch. So you were watching it from the '60s, late '60s. You're seeing a launch of it.
Thank you, Ryan. We did get to do a simulation ride of a launch, and Derek and our friend Mike were scared in their seats. And I'm just sitting there, la-di-da, like I'm in a seat. And it wasn't even scary. It was intense, but
I thought it was going to be like Mission to Space, the crazy
Mission to Mars.
Is that what it is? Mission to Mars? The one at Epcot, the one that spins you around.
No.
And I don't do good with those kind of rides.
You can definitely feel the G-forces, and I tried to pull my head up off the chair, but it like pushed you back. So I don't know how they did it, but they said it was the most realistic ever that they've seen.
Are you talking about, which one are you talking about? The one in Epcot or the one?
No, the one in NASA.
No, it didn't seem that authentic to me.
Well, that's what the astronauts are saying.
But they were playing it up too. And in fact, one of our friends, he has a bad back. He ended up leaving because he got freaked out. But then he watched us and said, I could have done that. And it kind of just maybe shook you a little bit. We were laughing because we thought beforehand the G-force would make our skins like go like this. But Mike and I started laughing, and this is when we started relaxing, is our throats, because they vibrate, our throats were like wiggling. So we were talking, and they're like,
not mine.
Oh, yes, whatever.
Mine's nice and supple.
So that kind of, after that kind of mellowed it out. For us, but it wasn't bad. I mean, I would do it again, but I realized afterward they were just trying to get a reaction out of us, which I don't know if that was the best thing. Paul, thank you so much for joining us today. We then went to Port Canaveral. We were excited to hear that the Disney Fantasy was selling out today, and when we were on, that's our last ship we were on before COVID hit, and we went to Fish Lips. Greg's waving, and he doesn't realize we're not on camera yet. Jane and Travels, welcome. So we always wanted to eat at Fish Lips, and we had a chance to eat there. And we also met our friends Peg and Artie, which we'll show in our friends portion of it later. But here is the Disney Fantasy pulling out of port, and this is it coming right by us. And I would tell you, this was really emotional. And if I had a tear in my eye, I probably couldn't deny that because it was very emotional for us.
No, you were telling everybody, so you can't deny it.
Traveling with Nick P, welcome.
But it is emotional.
He's saying, hope your voice is feeling better on it.
Oh, no, I saw it. I put thank you, Nick, but thank you.
So then after that, we went to Universal Studios. We were there bright and early in the mornings for our Starbucks.
That was awesome.
It was good. Some of the highlights. Oops, get the wrong one here.
It was awesome, which is better than good.
Whenever you go to...
Oh, wow.
Whenever you go to...
I'm not even going to comment.
Hogsmeade, Universal, you have to have a butter beer.
Oh.
And, sometimes you get that milk mouth. So that was us with the foam. One of our favorite rides there is called Dudley Do Right's Riptide something Falls.
Dudley Do Right Riptide Falls, I think. You get drenched on it.
I actually didn't get a picture of what the attraction looks like, but this is the before shot. And then this is definitely that was the before. This was the after shot. So,
and Jim can't complain about getting wet on Splash Mountain because we were soaked head to toe on this one, mister. I don't think you were soaked that much, Jim.
Rob, I'm glad you sent yourself. Thank you. Thank you for joining us, Rob. I didn't realize this thing hasn't gone. Okay, he's Ninja. So we got just a little bit wet, I would say, on this ride. But we were smart. For this ride, I specifically wore shorts that I knew would dry out quick. And then I switched to sandals because I knew I don't want to get my shoes wet because I only brought one pair of shoes. So
I had the sandal part, but the shorts part, no, mine took a while to dry.
yeah, we did good. Yes, and did keep us cool. Right after that, we did the Pluto's Barge, so we got
Pluto's
drenched
part,
again,
which is a Popeye thing.
and Greg was screaming on the ride, and
Screaming.
people can shoot you
With
from
water.
up above. Yep,
With
and
water,
so
and
obviously because Greg was
they were-
shrieking in that, they were aiming at them.
me, so I got more drenched. It was all good fun, though.
Yes, it was. And then we also did the Jurassic Park one. We did that water ride, which we didn't get that wet.
But I did the Veloci Coaster with Bob and Ashley from Bob and Ashley. And yeah, that was an insane, intense ride. Probably the most insane, intense ride I've ever been on. I loved the theming of it. But when I got on it at the beginning, before we barely started going, I thought, what am I doing on this? And then it was too late. You went from 0 to, I think, 60 in 3 seconds. And if that wasn't fast enough, in the middle of the ride, you go even faster. I have no idea what it clocked, but you go up this steep hill, and in midair, you're going over a hill in midair, and all you have is a lap bar. No harness, nothing. So my butt literally lifted off the seat. I was still wet from the water rides, and I literally felt like I was going to fly out of the car. And I had my eyes closed for a second because it was too much. And then I slammed back down on the seat and then went through the ride even more. And they have one part where it flips you upside down, and you're just going on the track upside down, and then you flip back up. And they heard me yelling all these obscenities.
I didn't hear that.
From down on the ground. Our friend Mike was hearing what I was saying. So it was a lot of fun, but it was very intense.
Welcome, Sherry. Awesome sunsets. Welcome, Najima Brown. Jim said, what? I still see dry spots on your clothing. Not for me. I was in the front, so I got drenched more than everyone
I
on
think
there.
Jim needs a microscope or something because we were pretty wet.
Yes. But it was a fun time. We went on Hagrid's roller coaster. I never knew what it was. I thought it was going to be like the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train.
Yeah.
I got sick on it.
That was intense, but not like Veloci Coaster.
So because of that, I didn't even want to attempt to do the Veloci Coaster. I don't think I could do it even on a normal day.
I got off of that Veloci Coaster ride, and I don't normally have the reaction, but my hands were literally shaking uncontrollably for a while. That's how intense it was. So would I do it again? Maybe. But yeah, I don't like it where it's just a harness on a lap bar.
And
That's
Greg goes, "Oh, you can ride it." Yeah, I could ride it, but I might not survive on it.
No, you could have. If you didn't do the others, you could have rode it. But it's really cool because you see the velociraptors get running out the cage, and then you just take off from there.
I was happy sitting down there. I agree with you, Wanda. I agree with that. It's Moonshine Jennifer. Welcome. Thank you for joining us.
It was a fun ride. Ask Disney Nerd Hers, they'll tell you.
Yes, they said it was fun. So after that, we went to...
Did you say hi to Moonshine, Jennifer?
I did. I just said hello to her, but welcome again.
I didn't realize.
So we had... we ate here when the park... When this first opened, it was doing the soft opening. It's been about 2-3 years since we ate there, and we ate at the Toothsome Chocolate Emporium. So we had that, and this is just some of the...
we love that place.
Yes.
It's so good. The chocolate bread, or you just want to make it at home.
So this here was the chocolate cherry meal.
That was so good.
Yes, that was very good. And those are... We thought they were blackberries or blueberries, but they were actually black cherries.
Yeah.
And I don't think they were alcoholic, but they were good.
And I think that was white chocolate. I'm not even going to tell you what that bread looks like from here, but yeah, looks like a couch, like a giant, you know what?
Okay. This was the chocolate bread, and the butter is like, is it a caramel butter? Is that what it was?
It's a caramel butter, and it's so good.
Yes, it was very good.
I want the recipe to make that.
And then this was, I didn't show Greg's meal. This was mine. This was a it was a mess. But
It looks like cat vomit. I'm sorry.
wow, you're full of wisdom today, aren't you?
It just looks like it.
This was a meatloaf.
Oh,
And
so
there
meat
was
something.
No, and it had like fried onions on top of it. It was very good. It was really rich. See, Movie Mania Nick said that looks good, and it was good. It was very rich though. I didn't eat everything, but with it being in Florida, it gets so hot we don't heat that much when it's hot, so we didn't really do that much on it. It's already 5:25, Greg. We got to get going.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my. So we then
We've been going. We're good to go.
yes, I thought we'd be already done talking about the pre Disney. So we stayed at Pop Century the entire time, and we got a rental car for us to go to Kennedy Space Center and Universal Studios. Kennedy Space Center is only like an hour away, which is not far at all. And then Universal Studios, when we went in the morning, it was only like 20 minutes. So it was super close to that, that we didn't really need to worry about it. We got the rental from the Walt Disney Car Care Center, which means because we stayed on property, they picked us up at our hotel and delivered us to the Car Care Center. And then when we returned the vehicle, they took us where we wanted to go on property. So we're doing that. Not sure if they have it right now, but the Langham Hotel in Boise had a chocolate buffet on weekends. So that sounds interesting. I would love to do that.
The drinks are good there, and they're known for their outrageous milkshakes.
Yeah, we're gonna do a video on that. Wanda,
we never had one yet.
I'm not sure what would be good for the gluten-free and allergy menu. I'm not sure what kind of menu they would have for that, so it might be limited there. But it's just cool with the steampunk environment, the theming of it, and it's all based on a robot, and the inventor was a guy who I think vanished, and his daughter took over it. So it's the robot, and the girl is the theming of the restaurant. So
But,
it's a pretty unique story.
For a daughter that has a father that vanished, she's pretty happy when she's like saying hi to everybody. So
Exactly.
maybe she did it.
So then we went to Walt Disney World for the rest of it, and Monday was the beginning of when we started going to the parks. We had park hopper tickets, but the only day we park hopped was on a Wednesday, and that was because we wanted to get some souvenirs. But other than that, we went to Magic Kingdom on Monday. We saw one of the last showings of Happily Ever After fireworks show. There was a lot of room on Main Street for us to go in there, and we'll show you a little bit of a video of what Enchantment looked like, the new fireworks show. We'll show you what that looks like. Don't give any hints. So we'll show you the difference between that, which actually took us by surprise. And then we went to Epcot. The night we went was the last showing of Epcot Forever, their fireworks show. And we basically left before that even started. I think we were done for the day. Plus we had to get up super early for the next day, which was Animal Kingdom. And we were there probably for about 5-6 hours. We were able to get in the park 30 minutes early, and that saved us a lot of time. Oh my gosh, yes. We have a dance for Gary too. Did I miss a dance for yesterday? I had to do something. So we do. We got to do dance for Gary. That was my birthday on the Wednesday. And again, Gary, thank you so much, because he gave us a huge PayPal for us to apply for the dinner at the Boathouse, which is another amazing dinner that we've had there. 2 times we've ate there, and they've both been the service was amazing. Wanda had a chance to experience that too. She was with us on that night, and they went out of their way to make sure she had everything with her needs on it. So I highly recommend that. But this is for you, Gary.
That money clip us now, the new now looks like, whoa, upgrade her diamond. for the
Thank you,
job, you can't
Support
ignore it.
We're pathetic at times. The theme in there is so cool. Yeah, they're talking about the Twosome Emporium. So we let's kind of we're at the Spotlight channel time. So why don't we do that? We'll leave that dancing thing on for our Spotlight channel because I'm not sure what I did with it. But we do have our friends from Greg. It's the whiskey. Your mom said it's the whiskey that you're doing good. We do have our friends MGM Family Travel who bring this portion of the show to life. So here they go.
Hi, we're MGM Family Travel.
Derek and Greg, let us know who the Spotlight channel is this week.
It is Amy from AJC Magic TV. If you guys have not had a chance, please check her out. We were able to meet her in Hollywood Studios on Thursday. She texted us and said that she's there, and we were able to meet up with her and hang out with her for a little bit. I think we went on the Muppets attraction together.
Yeah, we did. We love the Muppets.
Yes.
And they showed a sneak preview of the Muppets Haunted Mansion, which streams exclusively on Disney Plus coming up this weekend, I believe.
Yes. But for Amy, you guys, we also had a chance to meet her on Friday with the Walt Disney World 50th anniversary. So she's also going to be in a couple of pictures
And
of her friends.
you do have spider legs coming out of your head. We forgot to mention, this is our lovely Halloween setup that I put up the other day. So we like to decorate a little bit and have a nice, fun, spooky season.
Yes, for sure. Okay, so let's get into it, the excitement of it. So we're going to begin. Why don't we say the friends that we meet? Let's get that going because that's always great to meet friends. So these are our friends, Mike and David. This picture is from Universal Studios. Look how empty this parking lot was.
Oh my gosh, I just realized they're wearing the same shirt but different colors.
Thank you, Wanda, for putting Amy's channel in there. We went to the preferred parking?
We're all wearing Harry Potter.
We did that on purpose.
Yes, I know.
But we paid for the preferred parking, and apparently we were the only ones that did that. So
that early anyway.
That early in the morning.
But it paid off in the end, let me tell you.
It did.
Trying to get out of that area at the end of the day, we were so lucky.
Yes, we were. And then our friends Peg and Artie, who we were able to eat with them at Fish Lips.
That was awesome to meet them finally.
It was great hanging out with them for sure.
Look, we got stuck in a wave somehow.
We have none other Sunshine Jim for More Sunshine Please. This was over at Epcot.
Always a good time with Jim.
Jim was very nice enough to give me for my birthday a magic band with Uncle Scrooge on it.
Yes,
I
that's
am
the one you
a
wanted.
huge Scrooge fan, and Jim was nice enough to give it to me for my birthday.
Well, but you didn't mention that he was able to get it for you because it was an annual pass holder item. So that makes it even more special.
Yes, for sure. So we did on Wednesday night.
Thank you, Yvonne.
Wednesday came into town, and we were able to spend a lot of time with her and her husband, Daniel. Look at her beautiful purple hair.
You didn't even mention their name.
Wanda and Daniel.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I didn't hear you. Yes, we got to hang out with them, and that was a lot of fun.
And I believe this would have been, this obviously would have been from October 1st when we were there on Main Street. This was our night at the boathouse. We asked for outside seating. On the other side of Greg, above him, like sticking out of his head, is our friend Chris, who's a Disney cast member.
Yeah.
And then we also had our good buddies who we traveled with, Mike and David, on the left, and next to Wanda and Daniel. Just an amazing dinner. I love the boathouse. It is pricey, but
It was worth it.
It is well worth it.
And
Yeah.
thank you again, Gary, for helping out with taking a huge chunk out of the bill.
Yes.
And your face was in 3D in that picture because you were like right there.
We had our friends Bob and Ashley.
Bob and Ashley
came out. This is the only picture I think we took with them, and we met them on 3 different days.
Yeah, they always meet with us every time we go out there, so it's always fun to hang out with them.
It is, for sure. There's Amy, our Spotlight Channel of the Week. And also, you know, there's
awesome
there's the child creeping in that picture, too, like photobombing it if you see that. And then this is us with the DePhilly crew. It was nice to finally meet them in person.
That was cool.
This was our friends Jaime and Michael.
Yeah.
They are our buddies from the Disney Fantasy ship that we
Yes.
just went on last year.
2 years ago. They were our dinner mates.
They were.
And we just hit it off. And we hung out with them throughout the whole trip. And we've stayed in contact. They're really awesome.
Hi, Jamie. Thank you so much for joining us. Yeah, it was great. We didn't get a chance to stay with them long, but it was nice to hang out with them and just say hi. So...
Oh my God, that's a horrible picture of me. I look like I'm...
Okay, let me explain the story because there's 3 pictures. So all 5 of us were getting ready to take this picture, and the fireworks went off behind us at the fireworks show.
I forgot about that.
So at this point right here, I'm saying, "Ah!" Screaming. I was screaming.
Whoa, how was that again?
Yeah, that was what I did.
I've never heard you do that before.
So this is our reaction to the
it.
fireworks going off. We're all laughing. Look at everyone's faces. Look at Wanda's face. And then you can see Greg must have blew up because all I can see is a cloud there above him.
Whatever.
That was hilarious. And then this was the picture that we were supposed to take with all of us together on it. So some great memories that we had with some meeting some friends for the first time.
I still look constipated in that picture, so I don't know.
Hi, Michelle Coulter, Travel Adventures with Eric B. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. But always good memories. And we also saw June from DisLyfeOfOurs. Greg saw Rachel, but I didn't get a chance to see her.
And her daughter, Rain.
No, that was Brooklyn.
No, it was Rain.
That was Brooklyn's birthday.
She said her name was Rain.
Oh, okay. So maybe both of them are there.
Because I forgot her name, and she said Rain. So if her name is Rain, and you think it's Brooklyn.
Well, Brooklyn's the youngest one.
No, her name's Rain.
Okay.
But she let me in with her on the line to get a locker, and luckily she did because they sold out shortly after I got a standard locker, which was all that was left. So that was cool. Thank you.
We saw Nick from Magic News Live. I think that's, if I got his channel right.
Thank you, Jamie.
He came up and said hello. He was doing a live show during that time. And we saw Jeff from Dis Our Dream. We were actually trying to hurry up and get to Carousel of Progress, so we didn't have much time. But he yelled at us because I hit run as we walked by.
We saw our friend Catherine from
Yes. Mosquito.
From Florida. We met her on the Disney Dream, and she's a cast member, so
yes,
it was really cool.
You'll
to
actually
talk
see
with
her
for a little bit.
in some of the video. So always great to hang out with people. Wish we could have spent more time, but it's always hard when you're trying to, see things too in addition to that. So we're going to talk a little bit about how the experience was on the day of. We stayed at Pop Century, and one of the biggest things is we noticed all week long, they said that people staying on Disney property could get to the resort, the parks, 30 minutes beforehand and get into the park. Until the 1st, they said. So we didn't know what to expect. And the park opened at 8 o'clock, which was early for them. So we thought, okay, maybe we'll go to the bus stop at 6:30 because buses run an hour before the opening time. We thought that gives us 30 minutes, but we also were prepared to do an Uber or Lyft. And we went out there, and there was about 500 people waiting already.
Well, there were people from YouTube already in the park.
Yes, good thing.
Putting out a live video, and we're like, what?
Resort, I got a message, Resort TV 1
Oops.
at 6:20 was live inside the park, and I popped up
I mean, it's
And
awesome.
I looked at
they
it
could
and I
do
thought,
that.
wait a minute. And there's a lot of people in the park and we're like, what the heck? They
But-
started letting people in at 6, which was a smart move
Well,
because
they only let you go up to a certain point
but
by the castle.
but there was a line that said for early entry, so they were allowing early entry for park resort guests in there. So that was a learning. But we're going to show you some video of what it was, our first experiences. So we got about 3 videos. They're each about a minute long. All right, explorers, it is bright and early.
It's
It is
really early.
almost 7 a.m.
And we did something a little crazy.
We did do something, like Greg said, we did something a little bit crazy. That was a contemporary. We're staying at Pop Century. We took an Uber over here. And
Get off on the freeway.
yeah, we found out Resort TV 1 was already live about 20 minutes ago. Hey, Monorail Blue. And so we went to get on the buses, and the line at Pop Century to come over here was huge. So one of our plans was to take Uber, which we did. We weren't sure if they were able to drop us off inside the resort area, so we got out a little bit before that. We're walking through Contemporary, and we shall see how it looks. Oh, yeah, it's beautiful. We'll see how it looks. So, exciting day. October 1st, 1971 is when this park opened, and we're celebrating the 50th anniversary. Here is the monorail, the 50th anniversary monorail. And you guys, here we are, 7 a.m. The park opens at 7. And guess what? They're letting people in. They've been letting them in since about 6:30 this morning. So, which is pretty smart because we were wondering how packed it was going to be. Now we have our answer, and people are coming in. The excitement's here. Greg's already coming through. We're gonna go over here. Hi, neighbor. Good morning. We are here for the 50th.
How are you guys?
Good morning, Magic Kingdom. Good morning. We are here. All right, we're here with our buddies David and Mike supporting the D&G Explorers 50th anniversary Walt Disney World shirt. That's all right, guys. Let's head on in.
I forgot my shirt at home. Dang it.
Good morning. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, it's a special
Yeah, I
one.
want to get another one.
I don't think they're going to.
You can. We'll come around.
It was very packed.
Yeah, DeFeli Cruz said they got there. You probably got there a little bit before us. And Amy said she was in the park early. And we found out they opened the park at 6. I said Uber. We took Lyft. And the thing on that was when we saw the long lines, Greg says, I have to go back to the room. And I thought, okay, it's probably going to be a long wait. So I hit it. And the Lyft driver said 3 minutes. I was like, oh my gosh. And we're trying to get hold of Greg and the rush to get back. But he got back in time, and we had no problem doing it.
I had to go back because I left my credit card or my debit card and my ID in my swimming trunks because I didn't want to take my whole wallet in there, but I wanted to buy a drink the night before, so I just put those 2 cards in there and I forgot them. So, but yeah, we made it.
You guys are right. We can't wait for us to finally meet you.
Yes.
Welcome in Jonathan Chong and Judy Hazel. Thank you for joining us today. So we went inside, and our whole thought process is not to go on rides, to experience the 50th, and just kind of souvenir shopping is what we wanted to do. The Emporium, the line they had there, I believe they had 2 different lines there because there was like 4 different lines. Line meaning themes, souvenir themes that they were giving away, or not giving away, selling. 2 of them had been already at the Emporium all week long. So we had already purchased that. Those were the hats that we'll show you in a little bit. They were the 50th anniversary hats. And then the other ones were at the Showcase, where it was a retro line called the Vault. And then at the back of the park, they had one. Let me finish my thought because I won't know what I said. At the back of the park where Fantasyland was and Dumbo, that's called the Big Top, they had the celebration line, maybe is the name of it. I got pictures of what it was. And they all had virtual queues except for the Vault line. But we're going to show you what that looked like. And then Greg said we were staying at Universal so we wouldn't get
I didn't
early
say
entry.
that.
Oh, okay.
To Philly Crew said that, not
Yeah.
me.
That's what I meant to say. One that says, I was so mad the first day merch was in the creation shop at Epcot the next day. That's not surprising, Wanda, that they would have that. But we're going to show you a video of what the park looked like and our confusion of really what was going on. There's Big Explorer there. Oh, wow. Good, Mike. So this line here, you guys, is the back of the line for the Emporium. So it's going to go all the way around here and goes all the way out. Now the crazy thing of this is that line has already been on sale. It's already been released. So there's nothing new. So if you've been here earlier, you don't need to worry about coming and get that. So we're going to the showcase. That's the Emporium. So we're going to the showcase and they have some vintage line here. They also have it over at the Big Top where there's going to be some more product for the day of. So we're pretty excited here, pretty excited. So you're going to expect challenges whenever you're doing something like that because Disney were doing things differently. One, I give them kudos that they were doing stuff with like a virtual line. The one thing that we saw that was a fault was that they didn't do a very good job of explaining what virtual queue line was for what. So when I had mentioned there's a virtual queue line, I think I said it in that one, that was actually only for the Emporium. We thought it was for the Big Top. The virtual queue for the Big Top was all the way at the back. So that one was specifically for the only for the Emporium. They didn't have one for the showcase. The lines weren't too long for that. But the disappointment was on that. We went there specifically for a retro map that they released on opening day. And at 7:43, technically the park was not open because 8 o'clock is when it was open. It was gone. And some of the pins that they had were gone that I was looking at. So I'm like thinking, okay, they should have stocked or had enough stock on hand that before the park technically opens, they're not sold out. And they did have a limit on like 2 per SKU. So I thought, who's going to want to get a map? Apparently, a lot of people. So, hey, Food Cat, welcome. Thanks for joining us. Douglas, I'm already anxious and confused. I'm not even there. The other thing they had issues was in the middle of the day, they had mobile order issues, major mobile order issues, where it was like a 2-hour delay from what they said. But there's always going to be hiccups. We did try mobile order again at night and had no issues with it. I think just because of how much was going on, people were trying to get in the virtual queues, and I think it really just bogged down their computer system. It bogged down the virtual queue when we went back to the back of the park to get into the Big Top. We had issues trying to get that shut down, and they stopped anyone from even attempting to try to get in the virtual queue because it was affecting the restaurants, it was affecting the shops. Their whole system was coming down basically. But with as many people in the park, from what we heard is normally after 2 o'clock you can get park hoppers coming from other parks into a park. They weren't allowing that into Magic Kingdom just because of it. Movie Mania Nick, thank you for joining us tonight. Have a great night. Thank you for joining us. There were some big people that were there, and I will tell you, Greg and I weren't really struck because we didn't know who they were. So the first one that we saw was none other than, if you look in underneath the big white sign there, the guy in the black suit, Bob Chapek. And I'm looking at the guy I think he's talking to, the older gentleman. I think that might be one of the original cast members because there were some cast members there that I think there were 3 of them that have been there since the park opened, and that might be one of the original cast members from 1971. Mary Ellen Dillon, welcome, and Najuma Brown, thank you so much for the super chat. We will definitely
Thank you for that.
yes, and we will give you a dance to say thank you. Oh, we got the disco ball that needs to come on first. Thank you so much, Najima. You are always supportive of everyone, so thank you so much. We appreciate that. The other thing that we have, guys, is, and maybe you might know them, one of them was in this picture, and I saw a Disney patron, customer, whatever you want to call it. They had this guy on the badge. I think his name was Nick, but where are we at? Here we go. No, that's Pinocchio's dad. See if you guys know who any of these guys are, because we don't know. But they were coming out while we were talking to our friend, Catherine, who you will see standing next to Greg at the end of this little video. All right, guys, there is the Disney president right there. You can see him in the distance. Good morning.
This is the best
Yes, it is. If we could sing, we'd be better.
All right, so we're looking at all these Disney bigwigs coming out. That is awesome. So that is our friend Catherine right next to Greg. Douglas said Josh tomorrow is right in front of Bob Chapek. So yeah, that was, we really didn't know who they were, we'll be honest. I think that's who that was, that one guy that you're saying. I think his name did say it was Josh. I can't see that, Greg. You point on here. Talk about the special that was televised that you saw. We didn't see it.
We were there when they were filming a musical number, but we didn't actually see the show, but I'm sure we could see it later.
Jamie, when he got back last week, because we came back on Saturday. When did you start having problems with it was like last Thursday, wasn't it?
I think it was like Friday, Saturday. It just started to get worse, and my throat doesn't hurt, it's just my voice. And then I had a really violent coughing attack a few days ago in the morning. It was so bad I felt like my right eye was gonna pop out, and then I had like a bunch of pressure, and then it went away. But I was tested, and I don't have COVID, so that's good. So, and my cough hasn't been as bad since then.
So we're going to show a few more things before we end it. We're probably going to go over just to let you know, but we're going to show some of the products they have. Right now we're going to show you the big top at the back and kind of the problems that they were having back there. I'm trying to get into the system. All right, so this is Wanda trying to get into the system, and it says
temporarily unavailable.
Unavailable.
I can't even get that far.
But she's got in a couple of times, so she's refreshing. And then over here is where you can do a few things. This is the wait list. It says it's currently full, but we keep checking. You got the list here on one QR code, and then you also have what the selections are. So we're trying to get in here. Hopefully we'll be able to get in. The day of merchandise is in this one, so there's a lot of people unable to get in right now. So this was the barcode that you would scan when you went in there, and they took. I might have a picture of it where they took it away. Yep. So when they were having issues and they shut down, they took the barcode away. Greg and Mike were for over an hour trying to keep pulling down on the phone to get it updated or
it was
refreshed.
Like 2 hours for me, but yeah.
And all of a sudden they put the sign back up. Hey Ben, thank you for joining us. They put the sign back up, And then I heard people shout, "Yay, we got in! Yay, we got in!" And then someone else said that. So I went over there and I scanned the barcode, and lucky enough, I was able to get in. And these guys still had no activity. So it said we were 1,200 people away, and this is at 10:27. We were at 1,200 people away from getting into this shop, which was a little crazy, unfortunately. And I thought I had some other pictures, but apparently I didn't put it on there. Hopefully I have it in some other stuff here. Okay, so one of the things that we started collecting was Starbucks had, Greg, in the bottom right, you can see the 50th anniversary pin for Magic Kingdom at Starbucks. He gave that to me for my birthday. He also gave one to our friend Mike. And we realized they not only had these, they also had little ornaments that Starbucks sells replicas of their tumblers. So we went to every park and we ended up buying those. Hey, Mike, thanks for joining us. Our buddy Mike, who was on the trip with us, is on there. So this was that. Those are the pins, and then these are the little tumblers, ornaments that they replicate what those little pins were. So we were on a mission to get all these, and we
got them.
We got them. So that was one of the things we were excited about. This is part of the celebration hats that we got a little bit early. This is the 50th anniversary hat, which I thought was pretty cool. I'm not too fond of the ears. I wish they were just kind of more of the traditional ones, but
Still
they're
cool.
they're the 50th.
At least we know the ears can't go limp like our baseball caps.
Exactly. This is the mug. They had a few different mugs. One of the ones we were trying to get, we couldn't get.
We like that
but
one, though.
We have mugs for a lot of the celebrations, and we needed one, and this was the one we liked the best of it. The Philly crew said they were all at the Disney Springs, all in one spot. And then
the handle could have been more rounded, but oh well, what are you gonna do?
So that mug and this was at the big top when we finally got in. Other than that, I think we were really unimpressed with the rest of the merchandise there.
Well, I like the jersey jacket, but it was $99.99. But I just thought it would just be in a closet somewhere. When would I actually wear it? So it was nice to look at, though.
Yeah. So that was cool to see this merchandise there. Next week, we're going to do more of a show and tell on it. The one thing that I did want to mention, you guys, we were fortunate enough to get reservations. Thank you, GB. Thank you for joining us. They are a new subscriber from our friends June and Ray from DisLyfeOfOurs. Thank you so much. We really appreciate you showing some love and coming on over. On Tuesday, with the help of Wanda, we were able to get reservations for Space 220. We are going to be doing a vlog on this.
That was an awesome restaurant.
Yes, and we're just going to show a few pictures of this. This is when you went into the lobby. I would tell you the customer service there, for them only being here for like a week they were open, was amazing. So you're basically going to go to the space station that they show here where it says elevate your dining. And this is when you go up to space, and there's a special way that they show you how to do it. I got this out of order because there's one. Okay. This is your space station ticket with 4 people to go up to the Centauri space station on it. This is what it looks like. So you're looking at a screen outside. No, actually, you're really in space. That is Florida down below you. You take off from Epcot, which is pretty cool how they do it. And so these are some of the views of the I don't say hotel. I keep calling it hotel, but the restaurant on it. This was us, the bartender. What is wrong with me? The waiter took a picture of us. So our buddies on the left, Mike and David, and Jim from More Sunshine Places on the right. So that was cool. And our question was, how would the food look like? It was actually pretty filling.
It was out of this world, let me tell you.
So I had the drink on the right. Don't ask me what it was right now, but it bubbled the entire time that we were there. It kept bubbling, so I don't know what I was drinking. But it was good. It was a little sweet, but it was good.
That was mine on the left. My drink was good. I don't remember what it was like, but it was good.
These were non-alcoholic drinks here that our buddies were drinking. So one was a Milky Way, and the other one was cotton candy, I think, Pop Rocks. And then they were giving away special cards, trading cards, which I think will come in a later picture because I heard about it, and people were saying they were selling them for what, $200 on eBay?
100.
It was crazy.
But it was only for the non-alcoholic drinks.
This here was the buffalo cauliflower. That was unexpectedly amazing. That was what I had for an appetizer. It was really good. Greg had the calamari. Hey, Lovey's Fat Life, thank you so much for joining us. And then for dinner, this is the drink, the lemonade, and it came with that special card pack. I haven't even opened them up yet, so I'm not even sure what they look like in there. This was my dinner. I had the egg fouillon. What the heck? I had the filet mignon. I don't know if it was blue curacao, Richard.
Sorry.
But the only thing on this that I wasn't incredibly impressed with, that little patty was like it was like mashed potato inside of it. It was very interesting, but it had like no taste to it. Hey, Margie Butcher, thank you so much for joining us. And then this was Greg's. I wish I had a clearer picture of it. I didn't realize I didn't do it.
It was really good, actually.
Did you have salmon? Is that what it was?
I believe so, yes.
And then for dessert, we had the chocolate cheesecake. And that was...
Wasn't that chocolate mousse?
It was chocolate cheesecake.
Oh, okay.
I really wanted that. I think that's almost it for what we have to show. There was the one thing, though, we talked about the enchantment parade.
Fireworks show?
Fireworks show. So, yeah, parade. The fireworks show. This is what it looks like, a video. We did a Facebook Live, so if you guys, I think it was on my Facebook page. So I did a live show on Facebook where you can see the entire show. We weren't going to film the entire thing. We just decided to go ahead and do it. But this is how crowded it was there. We thought we could sneak in like 15 minutes before the live or before the fireworks show and have no problems at all. That was not happening. We were lucky to get a view of where we were. On one hand, we wanted to see projections on Guga and Rob. Thank you so much for joining us. They just recently went live for the first time, I believe, if I remember right. So definitely check them out. They have projections on the Enchantment show. I thought it was a very good fireworks show. The only downfall on it, and I didn't really think about this until people started saying this afterwards, for a 50th celebration fireworks show, there was nothing really celebrating the 50 years.
It
and
wasn't historical like the Disneyland one was.
Yes.
I thought Disney was better.
So I wish they would have incorporated more of a historical kind of thing. But saying that, the parade was very good. Very good.
You mean the
fireworks show? Why I keep saying parade?
Because you want the parades to come back.
I guess.
I love the parades.
They had the Calcavades, which came through.
Yeah, it's
so
not the same.
We will be showing several videos from this. We're going to be doing the day of video, which you saw some of the footage from this live show. We are going to be doing the Space 220. We got a couple of more restaurants, I think, is the focus of this trip since we've done some videos of Disney World already. But Greg, the big question is, was it worth it to be there for the 50th anniversary?
To be there on the day, I think it was exciting and it was worth it. It's going to last almost 2 years, so It's not like they're not going to get some of the stuff back that they ran out of, but there might have been stuff for just the day of that they probably won't get back, but who knows?
Mary Ellen Dillon made a comment.
It was awesome to be there.
It's cool that Steph worked on Enchantment. So that is Steph from Sean and Steph, who recently passed away. So yeah, I saw that too, and there was so many people there. I was hoping to keep an eye out for her to see her, but we saw Resort TV 1, didn't engage with them. We saw some other people. Scared.
It was just so crowded.
It is.
You
It is.
can't really
And you don't-
engage with a lot of people.
And you don't always want to just get into other people's business too. So we saw quite a few different personalities out there, which was really cool. I would say Billy J Travels. I'm not sure if we said hello to you, but thank you so much. I hear Night on Bald Mountain music show and the Enchantment show. Yes, it was in there. It was really cool. Wanda says it was worth it for her. We had a different mindset. We knew it was going to be busy. If you wanted to go on attractions, the first was a great day to go on attractions. The Mine Train, which can easily be 2-hour wait, was 30 minutes at 2 o'clock in the afternoon when we went on it, because everyone was trying to get into the shops through virtual queue. So, and Wanda can attest because she did so many. Raphael, thank you so much for joining us. So if you wanted to go on rides, there was no issues. I was a little bit disappointed with some of the availability of the merchandise the souvenir merchandise. And then when we did get into those lines, I was really unimpressed, like thinking, okay, I wasn't that excited that we spent all this time to get into it. So some of it was organized very well, and some of it wasn't. It didn't pan out the way that they wanted. But there's always going to be hiccups, like I said. But being there for the day, it was, I agree, it was a very emotional day. Mike said, don't go to Pecos Bill. That's where we had the issues with the mobile order that was for over 2 hours. Mike had more issues than we did.
But it's not like it's going to be like that all the
No.
time. But unfortunately, it did happen.
If you figure how many people were in the parks trying to order food, systems can easily be overwhelmed. But like I said before, when we did mobile ordering later in the night, we had no issues. So you traditionally do not have issues with those in the park. Was it worth it? Yes. We love celebrations. We love to get special merchandise, which is for the celebration. So for that aspect of it, and just having a different mindset when you go to something like that, it's not a normal day. We were there the Monday before, and we really rode on the major attractions that we wanted to that day, because we knew Friday was going to be a whole different story. And we were there until the fireworks. We were there a very long day. I was surprised. So Amy said, I was surprised that the Emporium was not set up to deter what happened when the park opened. Yeah, I don't know. Amy, you have to reach out to me and find out, or let me know what happened. The only thing, it was a mad rush. The only thing I had heard was that when we were flying out of Orlando, the girl in front of me, she had Disney 50th merchandise on, and she said that by 8 o'clock, 26 people got kicked out of the park for going crazy over getting tumblers at Starbucks. So nothing else can be said about that. How sad. But I think that's it, guys. We already went over. Going on right now is the Ship Show, who are amazing. On the Disney side, we have Dis and That, who are amazing. Thank you so much for spending your time with us. Food Cat, we're not sure. We don't have any set plans for Disneyland, but with us, we don't need an excuse not to go. Is that what I want to say it? We don't always plan. There you go. We don't always plan on Disneyland since it's not that far from us. 4 hours away isn't that far. So sometimes we just do it on the spur of the moment. but we don't have any set plans this year. But we talked about it. So, Cruising for Food said there's a video going around showing that mess. No worries, Guga and Rob. Take care of yourself. I think that's it, Greg. Next week, we're going to have more of a show and tell of what we got from all the different parks. Jonathan said it was a mile-long Starbucks in line for a tumbler. We got a tumbler, but it wasn't the one that I think everyone went crazy for. The blue one is what I think they went crazy for. But Mike got us a tumbler that we'll show next week. But other than that, you guys, again, thank you so much. Food Cat, we'll see. Thank you. 22nd and 23rd. We'll have to keep that in memory. I'm Derek.
I'm Gregory.
If he can get it out. If you can, if you forget our names, if you can forget our names. If you forget our names, it's okay because I'm Little Explorer.
I'm the Explorer.
And as Walt Disney once said, we are just getting started. Thank you so much. And again, Amy, congratulations on being the Spotlight channel. If you guys haven't already, please check her channel out and subscribe. Have a good night, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm doing it again, Greg. Where's the end show? Oh, is it this one? Have a good night, everyone.